Hi everybody, this is Brazy. Welcome to a Speak Your Truth video blog. Look up into the air because there is now spies in the skies. It's official. Look at that. Spies in the skies for cops. There it is there. The little sucker. It's official. I thought I was losing my mind when I saw this story. A year and a half ago, they were trying to send us off to a padded room for even suggesting that this might happen. It just can't happen. But it turns out that the Gold Coast skies will have pilotless drones patrolling, looking for criminals on the Gold Coast. Are you kidding me? What are we in a war zone? Yet you can have other criminals come out. Have a look at this article. That's right, the Queen, the greatest royal family, criminal family of them all, has come out and said, I will not be surveilled and I will pass legislation to make sure that I'm not. Next, of course, we will have the Hells Angels and the Banditos saying, well, you can have your drones, but please do not watch us while we're doing our drug deals and throwing bodies into the ocean. I think we're going to have a major problem with the drones because the reality is it really isn't there to serve that purpose. I think criminals, as we've just seen with the Queen, are going to find a way around it if they're going to be doing that sort of activity. Now, let me relate this back to one thing for you. I think it all goes back to cricket. Now, let me explain that. You think about what's going on with cricket in the last year or two. We've suddenly been introduced to this thing called the Foxcopter, or it's basically a drone, right? Looks exactly the same as that drone, except they call it something cute. And it used to fly around and get us really up close and personal with our cricketing heroes so we could watch them. At the same time, they surveilled them. They actually put microphones on them. They put microphones on the stumps so we could catch them out doing any sort of infringement. They even put infrared. Now, I thought that was interesting. Something that came from the Defence Forces, and it was, of course, something that they actually use in drones. And they put that near the bat so you can see them whenever they do absolutely anything wrong. Now, it was sold to us the same way the drones are sold to us. They're going to catch the big criminals. Or, in cricket, they said it's going to stop the big howler decisions, the big incorrect decisions. And that's the fear campaign that they ran. Now, the reality is in cricket, it hasn't stopped the big howler decisions because the problem is all it's done is make people really frightened. Have a look at this article with the cricketers where they're actually more frightened now on the field, and of course so are the supporters, and you will have noticed that in the latest Ashes tour. Check it out. So there you have it. The cricketers themselves are more frightened out there because they're worried that every tiny little minuscule thing that they might think they might have done or may not have done will get caught out and will suddenly have these poor decisions. It's not serving the purpose for which it's meant to do, and that is obviously get the really bad criminal decision or really bad howler decision, and that's what it was there for. Instead, it's just creating more wickets of tiny little infractions, and that goes back to what I think these drones are actually going to do. They're going to surveil all the people out there in society, and they're going to get you for all these tiny little infringements, and it's going to be a giant revenue raiser, and people are going to be out there too afraid to say anything. You can't say anything in a cab anymore because you're actually being microphoned, a bit like the cricketers were. Warney did his little outburst. Suddenly, we heard all about it. Every single thing you say now, every time you sledge someone, they want to pass legislation, as we saw last year, where sledging somebody at the cricket, as we heard, or in public is now almost going to be a crime. How do you know that all the next legislation in the next 5 years are all going to be designed around the surveillance system that we have in place? So it takes away our freedom and makes us comply to a criminal government system. I mean, it is quite clever, but we have to be very careful that we're not sold like this, because just as it has destroyed the game of cricket with this tiny little infringements and really reduced the spirit of the free-flowing spirit of the game, and I think it's taking away the liberty or the free will that as people that we sort of have, and that's my issue with putting drones in the sky. Love to hear your opinion. This is Brazy.